Hey there. So today we're going to be talking about bipolar 1 disorder. And this is going to be a two-part video. So there'll be a second one after that because there's a lot that goes into bipolar. So for bipolar, I mean, everybody knows when they think about it, they think of the ups and downs. So for bipolar 1, there's bipolar 2, and then there's cyclothymic disorder, which I talked about earlier. You can check out that video on my list of videos to see that. That's more like kind of a long-term one. But bipolar 1 is, it's really more about the manic episode. So they must meet the criteria for a manic episode, and that must have been, it may or may not be followed by a major depressive episode. That's not required for bipolar 1. The big thing is they have to have that manic episode. So what is a manic episode? So it's a distinct period of abnormally and persistent, elevated and expansive or irritable mood. There's increased activity or energy. It's lasting at least 1 week. So that's the big thing. The duration has to be at least 1 week. And it has to be most of the day, nearly every day. So during this episode, they have to have at least 3 symptoms if they're irritable. The symptoms are inflated self-esteem or grandiosity. And these are marked differences than the way they normally are, by the way. They have a decreased need for sleep. They feel like they don't need sleep. They got a ton of energy. They can do a million things. They're a lot more talkative than they normally are. They're pressured speech, so it's very fast-paced speech, like they're trying to put a bunch of words into a small space. They've got a flight of ideas that they just, one thing after the other, over and over and over. They just have a million ideas coming out of their head. The hose has been turned on. They have high distractibility than they normally do. They have increased goal-directed activity, like it can be socially, it can be work, and it can be sexually, meaning that they've got, all of a sudden they may want to run for president. Kanye was a good example of having a manic episode when he wanted to run for president. Also, psychomotor agitation. Sorry about that. So it's purposeless, non-goal directed kind of movement. Also, they're going to be doing excessive involvement in activities that may cause them harm. That could be excessive gambling, drug use, risky sex activity, stuff like that. And this will actually impact their relationships, their occupations, their social lives, and their education in that. And it can't be due to a substance or medical condition. Sometimes substances can create these types of episodes. Again, we're just looking for the manic. They can't have the depressive part, which I'll talk about later. Now, there's also something called a hypomanic episode, which wouldn't meet the criteria for bipolar 1. That's more bipolar 2. Same symptoms with that, but you're really dealing with a lot less in terms of severity of the symptoms I just named. Plus, it's not going to really impact their relationships, their occupations, social and education activity. But it's going to be a marked change from what this person normally does. And we can talk about that more when I cover bipolar 2. Hope this helps. Thank you.